Hi, it's Panda Movies here. Today I'm going to explain the movie iBoy. Warning, there are spoilers ahead. Enjoy the video. The story revolves around Tom Harvey, a struggling teenage boy who lives in a gang-ridden part of London. Since his family does not earn enough to buy some of his needs and all of his wants, his best friend Danny gets him a new phone and encourages him to finally pursue his longtime friend and neighbor, Lucy. One day, Lucy asks Tom to help her study for their exams, and Tom sees this as an opportunity to confess his feelings for her. He happily agrees to help her and excitedly heads over to her flat that night. Upon arriving, he sees Lucy's brother unconscious on the floor as a group of thugs exit Lucy's room after raping her and recording the whole thing. Tom flees from the scene and attempts to call the police when one of the members catches him, shooting him in the head, rendering him unconscious. It would be days later when Tom awakens and the doctor informs him that shrapnels from his phone is embedded in his head. Later that day, Tom begins to feel unusual and starts to hear phone transmissions, even visualizing digital signals. Using his newfound abilities, Tom tries to find the culprits behind Lucy and her brother's assault. He takes revenge on the attackers, one by one, seeking justice for his friend. Meanwhile, Lucy has confined herself at home, clearly traumatized and depressed, with only Tom being her only source of hope. Tom makes an effort to make Lucy feel safe and happy again, so he takes her for a meal outside for the first time since the incident. After a confrontation, Tom's vengeance grows and he tracks down those who gave the orders to hurt Lucy. He raids their leader's home, damaging their electronics and stealing their cache of cocaine, which Tom plants on the attackers before tipping off the police. However, Tom does not stop there. He furthers his vigilantism and adopts the alias iBoy. He texts Lucy that he intends to set things right for her. He posts his acts online and works his way to take out more drugs that are coming in. Unfortunately, during one of his raids, Tom gets trapped by the gang and is beaten severely, barely managing to escape. He tries very hard to find his way home, but passes out in a park on the way, missing his exams and breaking a promise to Lucy. When he finally gets home, he finds his grandmother held at gunpoint by the gang led by Elman, who was barking orders at Tom to give back the money he had stolen in exchange for the safety of Lucy and his grandmother. Tom reluctantly agrees and begins to use his powers for Elman and to track and help Lucy, who's been kidnapped by those who assaulted her before. Tom is driven to the kidnapping site and he calls the police, but unfortunately, they are unable to find anything at the location. As it turns out, Lucy was able to run away from the kidnappers, but was unable to escape before Tom and Elman could even arrive. At this point, Tom's powers are already weakened due to the beating he received, but was still able to overload everyone's cell phones to explode. Elman, taking advantage of the situation, throws Tom away and flees outside. With the help from Lucy, Tom attempts to stop him, but the pair are unable to do so until Tom unleashes a pulse from his brain, knocking all of them out. Tom awakens later in the hospital with his grandmother by his side. After the incident, Tom returns home and sees his friend Danny. His former best friend betrayed him to Elman, so Danny wanted to repay him for his mistreatment of Tom. Before he could even do so, Tom reveals that he was never able to track down the person who took Lucy's video, suggesting it was Danny. Tom has no intention of fixing his relationship with his best friend and leaves him to proceed to the rooftop of their building. There he meets Lucy, who had made a picnic for the two of them. They share a kiss while looking out to the skyline, and without resolving whether Tom's pulse removed his powers. The movie does a great job of portraying a realistic hero figure. It shows how flawed the main character is with the intent of making him relatable to the audiences. Instead of being defined by his newfound abilities, Tom took charge of the power he held that only made him more human. This portrayal of a hero figure resonates better with the audiences since it promotes hope that flaws do not prevent anyone from being a hero one day.